Our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to go fuck yourself. We're going to be working on this Honda. As you can see, it is slightly beat up, and it came from the beautiful country of Cheapistan. We have a headlight, and this is part of the on-off switch right here. We're going to be deleting this. We're going to get rid of this thing and this thing, because basically the rule of thumb is if it came with the bike, you don't want it. In this video, folks, we're going to attempt something never before done. Here at the Make-A-Wish for a Piece of Shit Foundation, we really try to make dreams come true. And Marin would really like to address something that the doctors have failed to address and clear up for him. He has something that is called switch clusters on his handlebars. And we've done some testing, and they are not benign. They are absolutely malignant. They're hideous. They disfigure the whole front end of the bike. They can become a real health hazard to your ability to be cool, is what we found. Most of the tests have come back, and if we don't operate on this immediately, Marin will be completely bitchified. So we are going to excise the switch clusters from the bars. It's not as simple as just unplugging some stuff, because the bars are holding these switch clusters stuck on them, and they have the lifeline of this bike going through them. You can't start the bike without some of these little wires that are going into the switch clusters. So our first order of business is going to be remove those switch clusters, but then we have to figure out where to run the colored spaghetti bowl that is his wiring harness, and make it so that when he turns the key all the way, the bike starts, and that's it. We're going to get rid of the kill switch, try and bypass that. The fun part is somebody else got into this project before we did. And as always, when you're looking at a diagnosis that is such an ugly state, you never know what you're going to find when you start cutting things apart. So we'll be washing our hands, wearing non-sterile gloves, absolutely not wearing a hairnet, and doing this in the most filthy fashion as possible to ensure that we are doing things by the book for a filthy, sketchy piece of shit chopper. So you'll see our hands get dirty. You'll see potty words used. We will have fans going, blowing dust into open orifices on this bike. That's the real key there. Now, if you don't have some fans going, blowing some shit up, it's not legit.
Nope.
So, Marin, I'm excited to embark on this journey with you.
Yes.
If you don't wake up, it's been nice knowing you. And if we have to set the bike on fire, I will make sure that she gets a wonderful send-off. So first, we're gonna get this thing off. We're gonna take off the cowl here, 3/4 socket. Just so you know, folks, for you at home, sitting on your couch in the comfort of your house, we've already removed the fuel tank here, and we've thrown it away, because every time you move a fuel tank, that renders it useless. So you should throw it away or donate it to your local Habitat for Humanity. We are using the driver of screws with deft fingers. Now here's the thing to remember. Anytime you work on one of these, if your job is easy, it's probably wrong. If it's difficult, if it cuts you, if it's a bitch and a half, it sucks like 10 bitches on a bitch boat, you got a good bike. Look at that. He's got to get into the rubber dingus to pull out the floppular. Oh my God, dude, that's burnt. It's fucking cooked. Get the plug, look at the plug. This part's burned. That sucks. This is dangerous. How to start a fire in 2 easy steps. 1, buy a Harley. 2, install a headlight. You'll have a fire in no time. Back to work, kids. Gonna remove this hatch. See, these bolts were installed correctly because they're way too easy to remove. Takes very little pressure and they're just coming right out. So definitely gonna have to look closer at these. Marin, I think these screws are faulty.
Yes.
See?
Are.
You know what he's talking about. My thumb is all tender from unscrewing things for the past couple of days. Like the tip of my thumb is all sore. Look at that. Now it doesn't look like such a piece of garbage anymore. Isn't that cool? Let's see, take a look what we have going on here. Oh, cool. You have exposed wiring in here. Very fun.
Sit.
So look at this, folks. This is not good. See that little pinch spot? That's exposed wiring. Now it's most likely because it got pushed up against the edge of one of these plastic housings here, but that's something we really want to avoid. That's not healthy. The point of all this is actually to create an at-home fire starter. So when you go camping, you just take your Harley, leave it on, it'll start a fire. To properly prepare for any job done on your Honda Davidson, you're not gonna need just a handful of tools. You're gonna want a whole toolbox. And 17 trips to Harbor Freight, 3 more calls to the Snap-on guy, you might have enough tools. So now we're gonna remove this switch cluster here, which does not require a Phillips screwdriver. It requires Allen keys. Ha-ha! We have some on hand, so don't worry.
So you're gonna enjoy this. There is a toothpick that is stuck inside of here that is having the button pushed inside, because apparently it was popping the switch from the back or the light bulb. So yeah.
And what website can they get their toothpick toolkit on?
shoptjpc.com.
There we go. There we go. We'll get right back to work. All right, so we're waiting for the toothpick. I'm so glad we used an Allen key for this because, you know, I think a Phillips head really would have ruined the aesthetic. Okay. Open the clamshell. Ooh, spiders. That's cool. So we have some spiders in there. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Okay, so another thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the push cable on this Harley Davidson Sportster. Here, take that. Don't lose that little guy. Oh!
And it's gone.
It's gone forever. Here's your throttle sleeve.
Thank you.
Now, if you guys continue watching this video, you're going to find out exactly what I mean when I say shit about a Honda. So we're taking out the throttle cables from the switch housing, excuse me. Is this reverse thread on this one? No? What the fuck is going on here? There we go. Got it. Really glad there's 17 threads in the housing, so this push cable never comes out. That's really important for safety. Okay, I'm gonna set that up here. Push cable goes bye-bye. That's the pull. This is push. Excellent, Smithers. If I can line up the wire. Oh, there's a little spring in the bottom. Most amazing tool that Snap-on ever made. Tiny little screwdriver with a magnet. Now it can come out. Cool. We've now reduced the weight on this motorcycle by at least 10 pounds by getting rid of that push cable. See how the toothpick's cut off real clean, doesn't stick out. That's ideal placement though. I'm gonna open this up and find out what color wires are attached to our start, off engine, stop, run switches. All right, so we took this little retainer off. So it looks like the color of wires we are looking for, black, white, gray. That looks like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm also gonna remove the back side of this so I can see which wire does what. Bear in mind, folks, I've never done this before. This is not staged. I'm a trained professional, trained by hillbillies and fucking baboons, but training nonetheless. Pull these out. Oh, look at, we have a old jumper there. Put this aside, don't need that anymore. So white, gray, and black. Now, do we think that Harley decided to be benevolent and maintain the colors all the way through the switch, or did they change colors just for funsies? So we have our gray here,
The white's right here.
our black here, and our white. So those all look the same. No plugs in the back. Cool.
No.
So snipperdoodle. So that should be our start, off engine, stop, run switches. So it looks like white and gray go to the kill switch. Black is the start, but white jumps over to start. So it looks like when you put it to run, you're connecting the white to the start, and that allows them to connect. So white appears to be power to the start button. Black is probably going to your ignition relay or start relay. So these guys are free willy. What about the rest of this bullshit? So I can get rid of black or gray. So we'll clip gray. Oh, there's two blacks. Oh, shit. Okay, did we get the right black? Hold on. Okay, we got it. We've removed the right side cancerous lump. The patient may live. We will continue removing the cancer. Back inside, once again, we're removing the right side cluster, which has some very useful things on it, such as a turn signal, because no one's who wants to use their hand. And I assure you folks at home, if you're on the freeway on a motorcycle using a turn signal, ain't nobody gonna see that shit. You know what they do see? This. Use your hand, you're waving. They're like, oh shit, what's going on? Because you know what you don't see on the freeway is hands waving all the time. So it's a system interrupter for most people's vision. Whereas a turn signal, think about how many blinking lights you see on the freeway when you're driving. Fucking billions. So turn signals are bullshit. Also, it has a sweet horn. Something I like to do when I'm disassembling parts on a bike, if I know the screws go back in, there's like a, half of a clamshell clamp here. Put the screws back in, just thread it back in a few turns so that you can not worry about it and it's not going to be fall over the place and lose the screws and, oh, what goes to what? Just helps in the long run. This clamshell is now free. Let's observe. What do we need in here? Lights? Let's open this slut up. I'm unscrewing the little screw that holds in the horn and high and low beam switch. A little more screwery is needed. Boop. And now she comes out. Here's our turn signal, green and purple. You can see down there the green and purple coming into the harness. And then on here, it's kind of hard to see from there, but you got orange and black going to the horn. Don't need that. But we do have our blue and white. It looks like blue, white, and yellow for the high and low beam. In case you didn't know what high or low meant, it's lights, and that's a horn. So if you're horny, you push that. All right, so we're gonna get rid of the green and purple wiring up here. Here's your clamshell top. Green and purple, follow out. Perfect, that's out. And we have some other wires here to deal with. Don't need these two. These two are going to be capped off. So headlight has all its wiring here. We're good. That's your headlight wiring. We're going to wire that to a headlight. We are back in. There's nothing wrong with showing your ankles, ladies. So we're going to clip off some zip ties. I'm going to hand you all the garbage. Thank you, sir. Now this is okay because we have plenty of zip ties here. I've already just cut through 2. That's just so that we have something fun, a mystery to solve before we're done. Take off this beautiful R6 loom. Stick that in the toolbox. This is an interesting development here. We have this giant gaping sleeve to cover. Wow, I now know why they have a gaping sleeve. This is just sitting here because, da-da-da, I got my electrical connections at Toys R Us. What even is going on? Oh, we're gonna replace that. That's bad. Bad news bears. Now we can see all the shit coming through here that we need and don't need. This is obviously need. This is from the starter relay, I'm gonna guess. This is coil. Cool. Back up to the front. We have a lot of unknowns here. All right, Marin, come over here on the other side. Show you my plan. So this was going to the headlight. I don't know what its purpose is. This is the other end of it. I think I'm gonna cut these and we'll connect them. This is the switch and it doesn't even touch the headlight. So maybe this is power for the headlight and white and yellow is high and low. So if I'm gonna look at the blue. Ha, there's no blue. Oh, there it is. There it is. Just dirty. Okay, so blue comes back here. Oh, Christ. It's too dirty to even see. Fuck. Okay. You have to turn all the way to the right like you're trying to start. Cool. Okay. That is what we need to connect to. We're going to take these guys. See how this wire's wrapped around here? Yeah. Can you unthread that? Just so it comes across the top here. You know what? Put it through here, right here. And we're gonna do the same with this when we tidy everything up. So we'll plug this back in. The width is functional now. These wires, I think, are gonna come down this way. Can I thread through here? Debbie does Dallas. Will they all fit? Dude, that's a Debbie for sure.
It is still Debbie.
That is Debbie.
Debbie Downer.
Debski. Debbie with the double chins. Debbie's doubling down on little Debbie snacks. Gotta get those tiggle bitties back. She tried cocaine and lost her waist. Now she doesn't have that chubby little face. Okay, so this isn't gonna work. Oh, good. More 3/8 fucking 29th thread. Fuck, dude. Harley is all about their fine thread pitch. You wanna strip something out? We got your back, brother. Make sure you put on that leather do-rag and those leather chaps. We'll show you some bitchin' hardware. Real race shit, you know? Loctite? I ain't locking shit down this year. Okay, I just want to get this out of the way. Gonna cut the stock Harley sleeve off so I can run the starter button wires down to this ignition switch from a early model Nissan Altima. You know, we'll have a key on start switch. Be cool. Cheers. Woo! All right. Here's what I think. I think all 3 of these need to be connected to this to make the bike go. So just like a Honda, this is your kill switch, but this is your ignition. These have to connect, which connects the circuit, and then you can push the button. It connects all of them, and then the bike starts. Ranchito? The ranch for the same one? Thank you. Was it 3/8? Yeah. Gracias. Okay, are we putting the ground in right now? All right. It starts if I just turn it on here. If I turn it at all, if the starter goes. No, it's not. Because if I try to leave it on, look, like this is the light on the back? No. No. See if I try to go just to on. So we don't want the starter to start until we push it past that. One of these is not in the right spot. Cool. Disconnect. What we've determined is that grounding hot wires is bad. Very bad. Not Jinx. Almost had to buy you a Coke. Shit. Okay, so we took off the right side switch cluster, which had the kill switch and the start button. And we finally figured out that the gray wire going to that needs to be connected to the white wire on the coil. Then we had left our white wire, and the black wire goes to our back and start switch. So that's where we are. Moving forward, we have, oh, it's this little pink bitch here. Oh, you know what? This is your tassel. Perfect. Tassel time for Marin. Look at that. Pink tassel ready to rock. Perfect. Dude, they're gonna love you at the bar. If you are a broke son of a bitch, like we all are, got a little extra wire, put it in a toolbox. You know, I saw my grandpa was fucking weird because he had like mason jars of bent nails. Mason jars full. Like just tons of them in the garage. What the fuck is this for? He goes, and every time I need a nail, I just straighten one out. Or I have to go buy one. I'm like, dude, nails are like 0.00006 cents. And he goes, well, when I grew up, we couldn't get old nails. So now with the current economy, I'm starting to understand where he was coming from. All right, would you reconnect the ground side of the battery?
All right. And where do you put the grounds?
You are standing on it, sir. Give me a key on. Okay, we got 12 volts here. We got 12 volts here. Okay. I think I'm going to use the blue because that was originally used for headlight. So this little brown guy here, though, nobody knows where this guy goes. I think we're going to turn the key on again. Let's see. Nothing on the brown. Okay, cool. Now, for folks at home, we have a mystery wire here. Anytime you have a wire that you just want to make sure it doesn't touch anything, best thing to do for motorcycles, get a residential twist cap like this. Put it on there and twist it right on. Look at that. Looks like a professional motorcycle job, right? Just kidding. Fuck this shit. You ever see this on a motorcycle? I mean, some dumb put that on your bike. This is not acceptable. Now, what this is good for is if you're testing stuff out to see what's working, what's not working, you can use twist caps to twist two wires together. It's not permanent. Then you take it off, you can undo it, whatever you did, and replace the fuse that you blew because you're a moron and didn't pay attention to the service manual. These don't really have a place on a functioning bike, but they're great for testing. Roast them thingies. Burn your phalanges. Come along with me. We'll burn our phalanges. We'll live wild and free. So while it's hot, I'm kind of trying to smush it down. These will work. I put a piece of heat shrink, folded it over, and then put another piece of heat shrink over it to tighten it down, and that seals off the end of the wire. So it's more so waterproof. Yeah, there may be other ways to do this. Anyways, this is one way to cap off a wire you don't need. All right, hold it there for a second. This is our ground. Of course, we used pink because, hello, pink. All right, stuff it in. Put that headlight back together. Let's get some different bolts on the top. Looking straight in the headlight. Ready? Oh, it's not turning on? Fuck me.
There's no ground.
Oh, there we go. Touch it. Touch it right there.
Yep.
There we go. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Oh, and then we get to put a real throttle on your bike. No fucking floppy anus cables. Dude. It was a two-wheel space dildo, also known as a wheelchair. So now we actually have a functional headlight. We are using the stock headlight mount for this Harley Davidson Sportster, and the headlight's been installed. It is hardwired to high beam. Marin did not want to switch. He said switches are for bitches. So now we're gonna move along here to the rest of all this and find out what to do with all this stuff and button it up and lead us to the conclusion of this video. You want some really great motorcycle parts? Be like Marin and myself. Find a piece of trash and tape it to your bike. Or go to shoptjbc.com and get some real good shit. So all this is good. Does it look good to you? Like it?
Yes.
Cool. If you said no, I'd say fuck you. Let's move along. Motorcycle time. Is it gonna run?
Should.
It's a Harley, so anybody's guess. Oh, it runs! So we're not complete fuck up.
Hear that noise?
Yeah, shut it off. So to recap for you guys, we removed switch clusters off the bars of a Harley Davidson 1990 Sportster Evolution. We removed all the crap out of the headlight because there was a bunch of stuff in the headlight housing that was absolutely not used. We removed a bunch of wiring that was for turn signals and speedometers, bullshit that no one needs on a motorcycle. We relocated some of that wire so that we could actually make that key switch a key on switch, an ignition switch, clean up a few other things, and just overall made some improvements to an otherwise horrible tragedy of a motorcycle. Now it's almost a cool motorcycle. And now it's making a fun noise. So We'll look into that, and you can join us on that journey, folks. Remember, for all the best parts, shoptjbc.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Right now, we only have about 5 followers, but I am convinced that if we continue using Lubriderm and stuffed animals, we're gonna get some followers. So hit the like and subscribe button if you like motorcycles, And if you want to leave a comment, that'd be great. If you ask any tuning questions or how to diagnose the sound of your bike, I'm really sorry guys, but our crystal ball is broken. It's been broken for a while and we're having a hard time sourcing them because I guess some people left them in the sunshine. So what happens is the sun comes in, goes through the crystal ball and sets their house on fire. So for some reason, there's a big lawsuit with the crystal ball manufacturer and we're really not able to get one. So I'm sorry about that. But we do have an extensive YouTube channel with a lot of videos that will help you in building your bike. So thank you guys for watching. As always, do fun shit.